So let's go.
Cheers, everyone, and welcome to Texas on Tap. Hope everyone's having a great, wonderful music day. And I'm Miss Helen along with producer Kyle. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, happy Friday. It's going okay.
Yay!
It's going good. I'm about to hit the road for some weekend of shows. I've been craving it all week because I didn't have any last weekend.
I know. Of course you are.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. You want me to go first?
Go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna start it off with Taylor Tumlinson. We've talked about some of her tunes in the past before. She just released a new one to streaming today. It's called We Were Living'. This song stood out to me because Taylor's a younger, she's younger. She's not like actually, I don't even know how old she is. She could be 18 or she could be like 30. I'm not even sure. But all I know is that she's younger. She's kind of fresh in the game, and compared to some songs she's put out before, this one impressed me because it's very mature. Like it's a breakup song. It's a heavy topic. Um, but like it takes a lot of discipline and control to get a story like this across and kind of like maintain your poise almost. So it was really mature. It was cool. Could seem like she's lived like, through hundreds of those experiences, and hopefully that's not the case.
I know, but
But
it's so true how that stuff ends up in a box.
yeah,
I
yeah, I
loved it.
really I really like that line.
Absolutely loved it.
Very
Yes.
cool. All right, moving on. Cooper Mohrmann's another one we've talked about before, and he just dropped a song to streaming today called Night of Our Lives. This is a great tune. I actually got to chat with Cooper a little bit earlier this week, and he's got some like super, super cool plans coming up for the rest of the year, which includes a bunch of songs, some cool stuff to go along with him, and then something something cool to wrap it all up towards the end of the year. And hopefully we'll get him on the podcast here pretty soon to talk about all that. But this song in particular is called Night of Our Lives. It almost feels like it's set in like a 70s movie, like maybe like Dazed and Confused type thing, but it's like a drive-in, like dark road song. Um, and I don't know, it's just really cool. It's a good vibe. And
It
like I said,
is.
he kind of hinted at the vibes of all the upcoming songs, and it all ties together, and it's pretty neat. So keep an eye on Cooper. And then last but not least, we're gonna open the tap room doors for our friend Kylie Frey. She just put out a new one today, to streaming and I believe also to radio, right?
Yes. Yes.
Called Red Dirt Cinderella. What a
Whoa.
showcase of talent
Whoa.
just within
Whoa.
one
Whoa.
song. Kylie Frey. We haven't heard much from her lately. I mean, we've seen her at Steamboat and Milo and stuff, but as far as releases, this is gonna be a big one for her, I'm sure. It's like her voice is incredible. We already knew that, but the dynamic control, the range, everything she does, and it's got kind of like some of her Louisiana roots in there with the accordion and stuff. And man, just an all-around kick-ass, awesome
Yeah.
Red Dirt Cinderella.
Yeah. I mean, just the title gets you already. It was
Right.
funny when I was previewing the song because I had actually listened to it last week or like after we'd already, anyway, just going into our next rotation for the next week. And it was funny because Ron walked through and he doesn't comment a lot. And he's like, "Who is that?" And I told him, I said, "It's Kylie Frey." And he goes, "Man, that is really good."
Yeah.
So Captain Ron endorsed, but yeah, good stuff there. I love it. Absolutely fabulous. And it was actually, she's like blowing up the charts with it. It was the most added on the Texas country music chart and some of the other charts. I mean, like immediately she like debuted real high on the charts. Okay, so batter up. I guess I'm next. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a song from Ryan Lindsay dropped to radio called Rich Folks. I fell in love with this song because I can't tell you some of the country guys that I've been around like throughout my life and then like currently in my older years here. But it's like there's been so many times we've been around a fire pit and we'll be cooking and somebody will be eating a good piece of barbecue or whatever. We've come in from fishing and somebody will say, makes you wonder what them rich folks are doing. Some of my country guys. So, I mean, this is just, I love the ripper of a fire. I cannot wait to sit around the fire pit next time and go, this is a ripper of a fire. I mean, the lyrics in here are so good, but money can't buy fun and outdoors. That's kind of the whole theme. And I know so many people can relate to this because we've been sitting around doing stuff, wonder what the rich folks are doing when we've just been hanging out with our friends. So it doesn't take money to have rich experiences, but I just love it. I mean, like nailed it on that one.
hmm
Next one I want to talk about is Wow, really good. Aaron Copeland, the name of the song is Lovin' on You. And I kind of call this like it's kind of that honky tonk dance hall, go dancing.
Oh man.
But I could just see him performing and like ripping that guitar, kind of swinging that guitar a little bit.
I was really hoping you were gonna make a callback there. I wrote it down on my notes. I thought you were gonna call out a rootin' tootin' one.
Oh no, that was I only saved that for you and Jeff Canada.
Mm.
But yeah, Aaron Copeland, Lovin' on You. It's strong vocals, great upbeat dancing song. And also he co-wrote it with Trent Willman.
Oh,
Now can
okay.
you hear it?
Oh
And Trent
yeah, that
also
makes sense.
produced it. So love it. Aaron Copeland, Lovin' on You. And by the way, Aaron is doing fabulous on the charts with this one, obviously. Now we're going to open the tap room for a huge release, follow up to his recent #1 Cowgirl. This is Jake Bush and Name on It. Jake Bush, Name on It, follow up to his recent #1 and #1 before that and before that. But interestingly enough, that is dropping to radio today. And tomorrow he's getting married. So
Mm.
congratulations and nuptials to him and Brittany. And so I just love, I mean, that's like such another one of those songs. It's like nothing like a swing and a tin roof and Name on It. And just, and then to coincide with the whole getting married thing. It's so cool. So
Yeah.
congratulations to our Jake.
Yeah, he lined it all up
Another
real
great
cool.
solid song. Yes.
Hmm. Let's talk about our friends at More Than Music Creations. We've got some one of a kind pieces that we mentioned to you guys last week that are being made currently. We're gonna wait a minute to kind of release who we've got starting off, but they will be all previous guests of the show, and it'll be one set, meaning used guitar strings from that artist, make a pair of earrings and a necklace. So those will be for sale here shortly. We've also got our More Than Music Creations Texas Toast collab line on their website, so go check that out. And if you're not familiar with More Than Music, you need to be. Morethanmusiccreations.com is where you can check them out. It's run by folks in this Texas country scene, and it's fully supported by folks in this music scene, and they help us out too. So go
Yeah.
over and check them out.
And you know, the one thing I was thinking about, because I'm excited to get my pieces, how durable this jewelry is. I have been having the hardest time with jewelry stuff. And it's
Hmm.
like, yeah, think about the durability on that made from guitar strings.
Yeah, they're
All right. So
made to
now
last.
we are going to look at the charts and looking at the Texas country music chart. I do want to make some mentions. Nate Burnham's 1845, which, if y'all haven't heard Nate's new single, it came out actually when I was that's when I was in St. Thomas.
Hmm.
And it's a great tune. And he was actually the most added song on the Texas country music chart this week. So I did want to mention that and say congrats and good job to Nate Burnham. And
Oh
he's
yeah.
really charting well with that. Um, Top 5 on the Texas country music chart this week is Wade Bowen with Honky Tonk Roll. Ken Fo is at #4 with Sunny and 72. Oh, real quick, I want to mention, did you see where Dan announced he's retiring from the band?
Oh no, I
Yeah,
didn't.
and it's on social. It was a really cool story. Him and his wife have dreamed of retirement for since they've been married forever. So, yeah, I did want to mention that. Number
Hmm.
3 is William Beckman, Damn This Heart of Mine. Number 2 is David Adam Burns, Keep Up with a Cowgirl, and #1 this week is Randy Rogers in Fast Car. CD Extraction, Texas. Oh, I want to mention Adam Hood had the biggest spin increase on this chart. He's
Hmm.
at number 26 with Can't Stand Leaving. So he got a highlight on his name this week.
Very
So
cool.
#5 on CD Extraction, Texas is Ken Fo's Sunny and 72. Randy Rogers Band is at #4 with Fast Car. Wade Bowen's Honky Tonk Roll is at #3. #2, David Adam Burns, Keep Up with a Cowgirl. And #1 is Flatland Cavalry's
Mountain
Mountain
Song.
Song. So that's a look at the charts.
Sweet. Good stuff.
So I do have a couple of things I want to mention since I mean this is like I like this time of the year because things really start get rolling with like new music being
Hmm.
released. But I do want to mention that dropping today as well as Donis Morris's new album. It's called This Life I Love. And I have had a chance to listen to the title cut, and it is amazing. It's kind of a rodeo cowboy kind of, and his voice is just like I've never heard his voice as strong. So if you got to do some listening this weekend, check out
Yeah.
Donis Morris's.
Yeah, I think Kat Hasty's putting out kind of like a comeback single as well. She had her kid and stuff a little while
Hmm.
back and had a big pop there for a little while, but she's about to start hitting it hard. So I'm pretty sure she dropped a new single to streaming today as well. So go check that one out.
I know there's a lot, and it's like I still have like another list of 5 songs that's on the charts that's just went
Hmm.
to radio, and I'm going to save one. It's hard for me not to mention this one
Hmm.
because it's so good, but I'll save it for next week. But yeah, get ready for a good cowboy song next week.
Yeah. I know. Well, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. We'll keep them. We'll save them
I
for next
know
week.
it's crazy. It's hard for me to do that. That's what makes
Yeah,
me think about when that goes back to radio days when I knew we had gotten a new single in, but the
you had to
drop
be
date
quiet
it
about it.
couldn't be played until a
Uh,
certain day, and it's like,
yeah, yep,
so
yep.
hard. Anyway, okay, so what else going on?
We got some shows this weekend. We're gonna be outside of Houston, Huffman, Texas, out on Lake Houston at the Lake Houston Brewery tonight with Peyton Howie. So that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's a free show too. So if you guys like beer and hanging out outside and being on a lake and awesome country music, then come to that one. I think it starts at 6, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you can check it out on wherever you look up stuff like that. And then tomorrow we're playing a pretty cool festival in the Stockyards, an outdoor thing with, I guess it's like the barbecue contest or something. It's called Smokedown Syndicate, and it's Josh Abbott, Kevin Fowler, Breeze playing, Jacob Stelly, and a couple others. So
Oh,
that
fun
should be lots
stuff.
of fun as well.
Awesome.
What you got?
Awesome. What do I got going? Let's
Yeah.
see. I never know till the last minute. Just
Right.
like just like this week, I didn't have much plans, and like 3 nights in a row, I was like taking phone calls. I was around the fire pit
Mm,
with our fellow anglers, but yeah, hopefully just good weather and get out and do some fishing. And oh, we do have a memorial cook-off that's going on here.
mm.
Dear family friends of ours, it's the Andrew Vosek Memorial Barbecue Cook-Off. Big fundraiser for scholarships, and everybody's got a cook-off team. So we'll be hanging out at the Fireman's Hall doing that, visiting with everyone, like little small town stuff.
Yeah, small
Mhm.
town stuff. There you go. How did those doors turn out?
Beautiful.
They're nice. Good.
Yeah. Doesn't
I was
take much
excited.
to get me excited. Yeah, me and my
I
me
was
and my
excited about that for you.
yeah, me and my neighbor Michelle, she was like, I mean, that was like the topic of conversation. What's the door look like? Well, let's go look at it. We're like admiring it. It's like this. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know, y'all. Don't even. So,
Just let me know when them skeeters are gone, and you'll see me down there.
yeah. Well, you know what? Too bad, too sad. Because we even had them all winter. So, Kyle, I'm just so
Oh
sorry.
God, never again. Global warming.
It's just living on
Ugh.
the coast. We can't help it. But you know what else has been out? Okay, this is kind of gross, but people that sit outside like me will get this. And I heard somebody else that lives inland talking about it. So it was sunset time. I get my wine. I'm sitting on the deck and there's gnats.
Mm,
Gnats. I did that.
that's weird.
Like my wine attracted them or something. So I don't know if maybe they would be a deterrent if you want to get some cheap wine and put a glass out, and maybe the gnats would go into the
And they'll
wine
hang out
instead
by
of
there.
on you. I don't know.
That does
But it
seem
was
very strange.
irritating because I wanted to sit in my spot and watch sunset, have my wine, and then so I had to go get my to go wine that's not a glass
Oh
wine,
yeah, a little Yeti
and then
cup.
put my little lid on it. So then I was happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you build a tolerance for that, but I don't know. Those things are crazy. I don't know who remembers the story, but the first time I ever went down to Helen's place, we tried to go swimming and I was, down to here. My eyeballs, for those of you who aren't watching, my eyeballs and up were essentially out of the water.
You
Everything
were
else was covered,
hilarious.
and I was still just getting destroyed by these.
Well, of
Just,
course, it
it
was
was
it
like it was like
was
wasps, basically.
it was in July, and you
Yeah.
have to understand the geometry, not geometry.
Trigonometry. What are we
See,
talking
can you
about here?
tell I was a C student? What is it? Geographically,
Yeah,
trust me, I got this.
I guess.
Where we are located, I mean, the beach is right there, the bay's right there. So we're on the coast, right by the water. But it was hilarious because Kyle thought he could, but it's in the middle of July, number one. It was latter part of July, and it was at night, and Yeah.
It was
Kyle is
nice and humid.
like how people run from bees and think they can jump in water to get away from them, which they say don't ever do.
Yeah.
But no, Kyle was like, it was hilarious. I wish
I just
I
wanted to
should
get
have
in the pool,
videoed.
man.
They didn't seem to bother Trent too much. He didn't care.
Yeah, he must have a higher tolerance for that kind of thing than I do.
Anyway,
I'll stay inside, I guess.
they are irritating. All right. Well, what a great week we've had last couple of weeks here on the
Hmm.
podcast. So many good things. Oh, and of course, the new logo looks awesome. My daughter even texted me and said, "Mom, I like that." I'm like,
Cool.
"Yay, yay, yeah."
Yeah. So that's kind of the first phase of some small changes we've got coming. Nothing that will affect the way you listen to anything or anything
No.
like that, but just kind of just phasing out the old and bringing in
Yes.
the new, you know?
Spring cleaning, getting ready
Yeah.
for summer, getting ready for another chapter. So
Hmm.
yeah, fun stuff. And then the interview with Jarrett Ray Reddick was just a highlight for me. He was such a pleasure to visit, and his podcast is out. So make sure you take a listen to that. Of course, everybody I know pretty much knows him, but
Hmm.
talking about what he's doing with Texas country previously, currently, and things to come, really awesome stuff. And he's got his new radio single out that we talked about last week, Rural Family, which is an awesome song.
Yep. Yeah, he's become a really good friend in the last year, just being around Breeze Camp and stuff and hanging out. And man, it's just cool seeing what he's doing and the amount of work. And he's kind of having to work a little bit harder. I mean, not that he didn't have to work at the beginning of the Bowling for Soup days. He had to grind the same way he is now, but it's
Mhm.
cool that he's having to re-experience some of those things, and he's so gung-ho and excited about it after all
Yeah.
these years of mass success, So
Yes.
yeah, he's real inspiring. So go
Very
check that one out
inspiring.
for sure. And then we've got Rachel Loren coming up next week. We've got Scotty Alexander coming up the week after that. And God, there's so much stuff I learned about Scotty that like I just had no idea any of
Really.
those things were
Yeah.
in his background.
I
Um,
know. He's done, I mean, to
he's done
think about,
everything.
talk about an inspiration and
Yeah,
overachiever.
right.
But I mean, he just doesn't stop. I mean, it's like I'm just trying to figure out what he's gonna do next,
Yep.
like outside of his music. And like I said, it's so funny because I was looking for a picture the other day, and I had the video of him and Rico on stage
Mm,
at the T3R, and we discussed that a little bit. But his stage presence and his musical and instrument
yeah.
talent, it's just through the roof.
Yeah, he's crazy. We kind of chatted about it afterwards, but Rob Smith is playing with him, and he played with Bree for a long time and a bunch of other people, and he's like one of the best guitar players in the scene. Now he's playing with with Scotty, so that's
Scotty.
just like it's kind of the same as the Rico and Scotty thing. It's like God, there's like one of you on stage, but now there's two of you on stage. It's like I don't know, just mind.
Yeah,
It's like that mind-blowing emoji where your head's like exploding.
I know. And again, another stand up, just a great guy, great musician, and it was an honor to have him on the podcast and get to visit with him.
Yep, yep. Okay, well, you know what's happened and you know what's coming, and you know what I'm going to ask you to do next. Click that 5-star rating on Spotify, or
Please.
hit follow on Spotify. I don't even really know how that works. I don't use Spotify, but on Apple Podcasts, you could just hit the
Yeah.
little 5 stars right at the bottom, and then it'll ask you to type something. You don't have to do that, but it'd be awesome if you did. YouTube, just hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, you guys are doing great, and thanks for continuing to listen to what we're doing.
And please don't unbuckle your seatbelts until the buckle seatbelt sign has been turned off. I mean,
Okay.
reminded me of it flying.
Yeah, that's funny. I was going through it real fast.
Yeah. I'll do
Just
the hand
pull,
sign. I'll do the
pull.
hand signs next time. Okay, here you go,
Oh
right
man,
here. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we're
that's great.
silliness. All
Okay.
right.
Well, I will see you next week with Rachel Loren.
Yes, sounds good.
All
Cheers.
right. Cheers.